Hello and welcome to yet another video, and in this video it is something a little bit different than usual because in this video, rather than talking about one specific camera, I'll be talking about 8 megapixel DSLRs in general because I think that they're still great, long story short. But in general, I think that they are actually a camera system that you actually can explore into and also develop your own style and actually get your mind a bit more freshen up away from, you know, the more expensive mirrorless cameras that we have today, or from the super expensive digicams that are making a comeback nowadays, even though some of them have nice 8 megapixels as well, 10, 16, what have you. But you know, these cameras are still very affordable and they still deliver really great images, and in this video I'll be telling you why I still recommend them. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So on my YouTube channel, I actually have done quite a few videos on 8 megapixel cameras before, whether it's the 20D, 30D, E300 and quite a few more. And in this video, I mean, I only have these two in my hands right now because I can't be bothered to take all of the 8 megapixel DSLRs out of my camera bags that are stored in the storage right now. They're not on my camera shelf right now, but these two are still two of the cameras that I use the most. But in general, if we rewind back to roughly that time period where, you know, these 8 megapixel cameras were being rolled out of, well, into the market really, which is roughly around 2005, 6, 7, what have you, around those periods of time. And it was an interesting time for DSLRs because they were still trying, or at least different manufacturers were still trying to prove to professional photographers that, hey, digital cameras are getting as good as film cameras, if not better. And to a certain extent, they are actually more versatile than film cameras as well. So you have sensors that are trying to be like a film, or actually delivering that film characteristics or delivering that film look, but also sensors that are somewhat mature enough, but also trying to look a bit more sophisticated in a digital way, saying that we're not just, you know, trying to replicate how film cameras look, well, how different films actually look like after you develop and scan them, but also just try to have that more unique digital look to themselves. So you have so many different kind of look from back then that are still unique, that when you go back to those cameras, you feel a little bit more refreshed and also a little bit different than, you know, cameras from even just 5, 6 years ago. So when you do pick up these cameras, with the lack of dynamic range, with the lack of, well, not as much dynamic range as more modern cameras, or even cameras from 5, 6 years or even 7 years ago, and also with completely different contrast level, different sharpness level, different detail levels, it allows you to actually think about the images actually a bit more and appreciate the characteristics that are coming out of these cameras, which I think are actually quite unique. So with the limitation of the technology back then as well, even though 8 megapixel at the end of the day is still a lot because it's approximately 4K, which is, you know, what this video is being filmed on right now, but it's still a different kind of color science you're getting. It's still a different kind of color depth you're getting. It's a different kind of technology and resolution of the details that you're getting from that time period. And I feel like with these cameras, rather than focusing on the technicalities, it actually allows you to focus more on how can you capture the best possible shot out of that ordinary moment, which is something I personally have been enjoying using these cameras. Again, that's why they're actually still on my camera shelf and not stored away, like quite a few other of my cameras that I actually talk about. And because they are also designed in a very interesting way as well, the operational side of things, how you actually choose to focus and frame your images with these cameras can actually be impactful on the actual final result itself. I'm not sure how much sense that makes, but to me, how I frame with this particular camera, it's a 4/3 camera, by the way, it does help me to actually frame things a lot more minimalistically than I would usual with, let's say, my R5 of the A7 IV that's filming me right now. So with the A7 IV, with the R5, I'm able to actually, with the technicality of those things, I'm able to focus on my images more on the technical side of things rather than just on the composition side of things, which, you know, what these cameras actually allows me to do. And being really plain basic cameras on their own, I mean, of course, I'm just talking about old DSLRs at this point, because back then these DSLRs are actually very plain and simple. It actually allows me to just focus on the shots rather than with this feature, I can capture that kind of situation. With that feature, I can capture this kind of situation, which is, of course, very spoiled of modern cameras or even cameras from 7 years ago. But with these cameras, the sweet 8 megapixels, I find very sweet. And also with the simplicity of these cameras, it really allows you to just focus in on the shot, and that is something I just really want to share out. And rather than getting expensive digital cams and looking at more modern cameras or some of the older DSLRs that are slowly making a huge comeback as well, how about just look into these older DSLRs, you know? They're still around 40 euros, 30 euros, 50 euros, give or take, depending on which region you buy them from. But they are still quite nice to explore, to experiment. If it's not gonna be a great option for you, it's not a lot of money that you're losing anyway at the end of the day. And also, they are still very durable, and it's still available in mass quantity. So yeah, there is that. I hope this video actually helps you somewhat. It is kind of a weird video, but I just wanted to share with you guys out there that 8 megapixel cameras are still kind of like a sweet spot in my opinion. Make it what you will. So yeah, if you have any questions, any suggestions, any recommendations, any stories to share really, please feel free to actually just comment down in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I thank you all very much for watching. If you need a free photography guidebook, it's absolutely for free on my website. Just click the link down in the description section below and download. The guide is for free, and I have some free video tutorials as well, and some of the paid ones for the niche tutorials or niche scenarios as well. But otherwise, I thank you very much again for watching. Stay safe, have fun shooting. Till next time, bye for now.